Hey there, Perry Tinsley here, creator of the Power Blast podcast, owner of PutYourselfFirst.com, and thanks for joining me on another little, I don't even know if today is a lesson in the Decade for Change. And behind me, we've got our Christmas tree about ready. It's going up. We haven't decorated it yet or anything like that. But I want to talk to you about, it isn't even necessarily Christmas. It's December in general. Once I lost, when I lost Terri in the beginning third of December, the rest of the month, obviously, just in numbness, blurriness. Yeah, I went and did the family Christmas thing, but it was kind of a, not a stinging thing. It just kind of just went through the motions, kind of blurry in a fog. And in future years, even that year, we hadn't decorated the house yet. And by that time that Christmas was coming around, I said, screw it. I'm not decorating the house. We'd put up some pretty cool stuff in our house, and just had kind of the season, the festivities and stuff. And I know many people are out there, probably saying, well, that's not the reason for the season, that sort of thing. But you can't deny all the decorations and things, and just kind of gets you in that mood, in that element, right? Well, as years went on, I pretty much wrote off the month of December. I lived by an 11-month calendar. So November, Thanksgiving, everything that, other celebrations were fine. When December hit, I just went through the motions as if it was just any other month. There wasn't anything to celebrate. There was nothing other than there's 31 days here, whatever. And that's the way I took it. It was just easy to dismiss, Yeah, everybody else is decorating stuff around there. That was fine for them. That was great. My family would invite me up for Christmas, and that was fine. That was great. Decorated. I went through the motion stuff, and if we had presents, went out, bought presents and things like that. But I was pissed. I wasn't. I felt cheated, and that was kind of my own way to stick it to the world, that type of thing. But really, it was only affecting me, and maybe the people that knew me and loved me. One of the cool things was people respected my wishes and how I went with things, but I don't know if it was the best way to deal with it, but it was my way of dealing with it. And so but I didn't go through December necessarily every year on a big depression low sort of thing, and maybe that was the protection for me. If I didn't acknowledge that month really even existed, then I didn't have to be bummed out, be depressed, be anything about that. Although there were definite moments, and in the next video I'm going to share with you one of the things I've done each year since then. But eventually, and I don't know when it occurred. I think. I think a lot of magical things happened. I think I want to say it was right around Christmas of 2008. I think it was about 5 years of writing off the month of December. And then I decided to ease back into it. I pulled up a small little thing. I didn't do a flamboyant big decoration thing, but I pulled out a few things from the Christmas area and decorated a little small corner. That was my easing into it. So it was kind of just the foyer of my house. There wasn't a tree or anything like that. But eventually, I weaned myself back onto December and Christmas and all the celebration stuff. I don't know. But I do want to say that once I did that, and once I kind of brought back and acknowledged the month, and to celebrate the holidays a little bit more in the tradition that I had been brought up to do, and that Terry and I had done. Once I did that, the switch flipped the following year and subsequent years for many magical things to happen. And I don't know if that was a turning point, so to speak, but it was a big point nonetheless. So, I don't know what the lesson might be here, but, I do know that I needed to kind of process things my own way, and it took a long way when it came to the month of December to be a little more accepting of things, to not be so bullheaded about it, to not, to allow myself to appreciate the things that I'm sure Terry would have loved for me to do. I'm sure she wasn't looking down on me and saying, don't do December anymore. I'm sure that wasn't the case, but this symbolizes, we're starting to decorate and things like that in the past few years. And I won't say we ever go over the top with decorating things, but we acknowledge it and have brought back to life. And December's back in the calendar for me. It's been back for about 5 or 6 years. So I just wanted to share that with you as we start decorating this, and just that lesson that I learned that I practically forgot until we get to December, what that was. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.